I had a very simple medical procedure done. Routine. Shouldn't have caused any worry. But my first experience with that same procedure resulted in a bad report, and I had to have some surgery, and it was scary. Now, I'm 2.5 years past that. The results for what I had done last week typically show up in 24 hours, if not sooner. Like super quick pathology. Tomorrow's a week since it happened. I just got the results this morning. We're fine.
Good.
My thought life has been in the gutter over the last 5 or 6 days. I went into, like, if I'm being honest, like compulsive checking the MyChart app. I mean, Lee, walk me through, based upon what you just said about the power of our thoughts, making space for, developing the space for truth to invade the real adversity we're facing. Can we just biopsy what I walked through in the last week?
Yep.
Because I know all the things to do. Capturing a thought, replacing it with truth. What do you think happened, Lee? Why I was just like off the rails in the last 5 or 6 days?
It's not a mystery what happened. What happened is that previous experience that you encountered, you made a bunch of synapses in your brain that triggered. So you had a procedure that produced a challenging diagnosis and a potential problem, right?
This is the very first experience of this kind. Yeah.
Right. And it was not good for you. And that produced a lot of fear and a lot of anxiety and a belief that biopsies produce bad results or medical procedures produce dangerous outcomes. That's what you wired into your brain. And you formed a memory and you formed an emotional response to that memory and you formed a chemical loop that says the next time I have a biopsy, I'm going to get bad news out of it. Even subconsciously where you're not thinking about it because you automate synapses and you don't have to think about them. That's why you can touch a hot stove when you're 2 and you don't have to think not to touch it again the rest of your life because you've made a hardwired negative event. And negative events wire into our brain about 5 times more powerfully than positive ones do. And that's why it's so important to be careful with the things that we say to our children and to other people because they're going to remember those things for the rest of their lives.
Say that again and drill down on that. Negative events wire 5 times more powerfully? Is that what I heard you say?
Absolutely, they do. So
Unpack
it's protective. So when you have something harmful happen to you when you're a baby or a child, or an emotional harm that happens to you as you're growing up, that you turn into a synapse that says when this thing happens, a bad result occurs, and I need to avoid that thing or protect myself from it. That's easily wired into your brain and into your motor pathways. You automatically, if you see a red burner on the stove, you pull your hand away from it. You don't have to touch it because you learned somewhere in your life that that's going to hurt you if you touch it. And the problem is that same pathway happens when somebody cheated on you or somebody broke up with you or you got a bad biopsy result. You create that same sort of loop that says, okay, biopsies produce cancer or they produce whatever this negative event was for you, and therefore the next time I have one, I need to be worried about it because I'm about to get some bad news, right? That's what happened to you. So the treatment plan for that has to be that we have to tell ourselves, we have to think about the thoughts that we have, and if you get this procedure ahead of time, you say to yourself, wait, last time I got bad news, but this time it's still not as likely that I'm going to have a bad outcome here. I need to just wait and pray and find some other more healthy way to manage that, right? But you can tell yourself, I know this is going to trigger me. I know this is going to trigger that synaptic loop, and I know that I'm going to spend the next week worried sick. So instead of doing that, I'm going to tell myself some things that are true. Go look up and learn the statistics about that particular problem and how often that biopsy is negative. Or talk to your doctor and tell them how scary it was last time, and they'll tell you, well, this one doesn't have all those features and we're not as worried about it as we were last time or whatever. You'll get some truth to build a new and better synapse. But it takes constant retelling of the positive things because they don't wire in as hard. They don't wire in as easily as negative things do because those negative wirings are built to protect you and keep you alive. So they need to be strong.